So it's Thursday, which means it is time for Deviant Futures. We're gonna go around really quickly and do introductions. But right before that, though, our VTT is Roll20. The character art is from Hero Forge. Is that all I'm missing? Yeah, I think that's it. So let's begin with Nick.
Hello, I'm Nick, also known as Karen on tonight, and it's kind of the only game I have going on right now. Otherwise, I'm on the Dirty 20 Gaming Discord when I can be there. Otherwise, I have work, and I'm also working on a project that you'll probably hear about a bit later. So I
Uh,
will.
Moving on to Ruth.
Hello, I'm Ruth. I actually have something going on this time, other than the thing that will probably be talked about in a little bit. Um, I am stage managing a show that my best friend is directing for the Edmonton Fringe Festival called The Mine. In August, anywhere from the 17th to the 27th. We don't have our show dates yet, but if you're in the Edmonton area, keep posted. We'll keep your eyes out for that, I guess. And hopefully next time y'all see me, I'll have more information for you.
Woo! And last but absolutely not least, Eddie.
Hi, my name is Eddie Elfman. I'm an Edmonton-based voice actor. On Thursday nights, you can find me here playing Mizio, the Oathbreaker Paladin. On Monday nights, you can find me doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tabletop RPG. Right now, we're doing a weird spin-off with my character Cheryl, who is currently stuck on an influencer boat. And trying to fight a succubus demon. So check that out on Monday nights here on the exact same channel, which is always just an absolute blast. You can find me on my link tree to check out any books that I've currently either produced. Keep an eye out on my socials and things like that. And the only other update is that I'll say is Happy Pride Month. People are being weird. You should be happy for who you are, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna stay like this forever,
Okay.
Dad.
All right. So I'm going to retcon a little bit from last time, where Hati actually does not come out of the hole. And also after hearing Hati say he wants to keep Emil and Samuel around, and they still walk off, Wood just begins to follow Emil to kind of bring him back to the group. Which leaves... Oh, that actually... I forgot. And also, Brunk kind of looks at you guys for a moment and just... I can't do his accent. Do not. I cannot do it. But he tells you guys that he needs to go back to Poseidon and to help out on that front instead. And with that, he takes his leave. So, which leaves... Oh no, what did I just do? I'm sorry, Roll20 is different tonight. So I'm relearning the system. So that leaves... Oh no, that actually brings back Jinx. Before you leave Asmodeus this time, he asks for you to talk.
What's up?
As you know, we're having a hard time down here. Things have not been the best.
What can I do? I mean,
If for a bit,
but
if you would consider coming back onto our front.
I thought you needed me up there.
I do, but apparently Adele decided that the, as she says often, jig is up, and told, I believe his name is Woodja, the little decaying one, about your
That's him.
job to protect them and her job to protect them. And she has requested to no longer work on protecting them because, as she said, I guess things have changed.
Okay. Well,
You'll understand more when you get up there. I don't fully
Alright.
understand the scope of what's going on since her message was very fast.
well, if they no longer need me, obviously I'm needed down here, so
Just give it a
yeah, I'll
thought.
do what I can.
If need be, if they do need you still, I will always let you go.
Of course.
And with that, he opens up a portal for you to walk back through.
See you soon.
See you soon. Back to Charon and Mizio, who are following Adele up to the training ground. Again.
You know what's really weird about this place is you have to go up the mountain both ways. It makes no sense.
Yeah, they did that to make sure that wasn't attackable. Still got lit on fire by somebody else.
What color is the fire?
From my memory, red. It wasn't me.
Red does not narrow it down.
Yeah.
Is it important to narrow it down?
No, it happened so long ago that doesn't really matter anymore.
Might Tiamat know who lit it on fire?
I don't know.
Maybe. But
Doesn't matter.
it's fine.
Uh,
You're making. Go on.
And welcome back, Jinx, as Adele yells back. So behind you, behind Charon and Mizio, appears Jinx.
Like really close?
Yes, like right
Oh,
behind you.
God! Oh, Portos.
Don't have a heart attack now.
Oh,
It's just me.
I don't really have a heart, but okay.
Not with that attitude, maybe. Kinda gives Mizio a nudge.
Yeah, I don't know if he understands good jokes and just kind of like hits you back a little bit too hard. Right, where are we going? Well, let's catch up. Jinx to speed is his way of asking a question without providing an answer.
We are headed to use the cave system to Deathfall.
Alright.
And why don't we rappel down the mountain?
Can you say that again? I'm so sorry.
Why don't we rappel down the mountain? Why do we have to use a cave system?
It's faster
It better be.
and should be safer, in theory. And you kind of see her look off,
maybe.
like, maybe?
In
she's not
practice, we'll
even sure.
see.
Yes. And so as you get to the training ground again, Adele leads you right inside, right to the kitchens, as she begins to get to the entrance to the cave. And it is just that. It is just a hole in the side of the mountain. There is no light that you can see, like, coming out of it. So she just kind of stands there for a moment waiting for you all.
So I
Thanks,
believe I
Elliot.
broke my sword of Jotun.
Yes, you did.
But
totally
didn't
forgot
I
about that.
believe it had the ability for it to glow. So I shattered the blade part, but can I still say its command word and illuminate it? Provide some bright light?
I mean, I think you shattered it.
Yes, but
Yes.
the hilt should still.
The hilt
should
will
still
work
illuminate?
a little bit, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna give that a go.
Jinx is gonna head in. She has dark vision. I assume that helps.
You said Jinx heads in?
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom savings throw.
Balls. Oh, wait, I actually
You can
maybe
add a
maybe I'm okay.
You can add a +4 if you're within. I'll be within 10 feet of you. Yeah, just add +4.
Oh, Sarah, is she within 10 feet?
Oh no, this is small enough that she would be, yes.
Okay, cool.
$28.
Cool.
Okay.
I rolled
Next.
a 15 plus 9 plus 4.
Next. Who else is headed in?
Probably me. A wisdom
savings
save?
throw? Yep.
21.
All right. And Karen?
He looks back at Adele before heading in. Yeah, 15.
Did you include my bonus?
Nope.
You also get the
It was
bonus.
a 19.
A 19. Everyone stay close to me. Some strange things are happening. What does it feel like
It's
when we're making
it's
this
a
wisdom
normal
save?
it's a normal cave, except for Adele, who you kind of see kind of get antsy, and she turns to look at yeah, actually Fenrir would be with you guys. And you hear her start yelling at him in another language.
What language?
She is yelling roll me history.
Ah, jeez.
Accident? No.
Nah.
What's a nah?
4. And so
Yeah,
if it
no.
isn't elvish or giant, no clue.
Nope. You have no clue what she's saying.
Do I still get that plus 4?
No, it's just for saving throws.
Oh, so 20. Dirty 20.
21.
You both know that this is effectively almost like a form of celestial.
Then
Oh,
I would
I would know that.
understand it.
Oh, you both would? Damn
Yeah.
it. Okay. It's an old form of celestial, but it is celestial. And she's yelling at him over a meal. And him not taking responsibility for his own kids.
Cool.
Because I'm not gonna. Because you just see Fenrir like ears go back. He looks like this came out of the blue.
This man found out he had a kid like half an hour ago, and now it's getting ripped over it. And maybe it'll be good for him.
This behavior is also weird for Adele as well. The reason that I'm saying, because unfortunately she rolled an 8 on her savings throw.
Yay. I guess for me, does it feel like there's any other, or like, is this a domain, or is this like somebody else's presence is here?
Roll Arcana.
Cool.
I suppose, is she being affected by a spell, from what I can understand?
It's a 7. There might be something here. I don't know.
There may be something here.
It's dark and it's a cave. I don't know what you want me to do. She's probably just claustrophobic for God.
This could just be a panic attack.
That is true.
Is everything all right, Adele?
Sorry, that was an Yeah, that was in a different language. I'm sorry. I just. Yeah. You have 2 kids and you're refusing to even acknowledge them? What the fuck, Fenrir? What, I just. Are you insane? Are you fucking insane here?
Adele,
And she's just kind of going like that.
I know we're all as surprised as you are, some more than others, but we need to make it to Deathfall, and you know these caves.
Yeah, I do know these caves.
Can
If
you
you previous,
just focus or relax? He's gonna try and like get like square up with Adele and just like put a hand on her shoulder and get her to like stop looking at Fenrir and just be like, what the fuck is going on with this person? Just trying to like lock in and have like a genuine moment.
The minute you do, she grabs your hand and she goes to throw you.
Jinx is gonna intervene.
I would like to. Yeah, let me know if I can do anything. I definitely have a response.
Roll. Oh god, I would like either strength or dex. Tell me how Mizio gets out of this.
I'm comfortable doing a strength save.
Okay.
Guidance.
Ooh,
Oh no, that's for abilities.
yes, that was not good. That's only a 13.
Eey.
Yeah, she goes to throw you, but she just can't. You're not strong enough. So effectively, she takes your hand off and she begins to push it like this.
Jinx is
is-
gonna grab Adele's hand and be like, "We have shit we need to do."
Then don't tell me to calm down.
I'm not. I'm telling
Oh, I
you we
will
have
right
shit.
now. Calm. He's going to use command and try to calm
What?
her.
What roll?
That's a wisdom saving throw. I'm not giving her a bonus to this save.
What is this about?
She roll well?
was that an 8?
Rolled 8s, 11s, and
Mm.
10s for all of her rolls. These are not good rolls for her. And you kind of just see her almost like she's come out of a spell. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. That
Is
was
there some
weird.
sort of mystical effect in these caves?
There wasn't.
Is there a specter? And he's just gonna look over his shoulder, expecting some magician in a corner, I guess. Can I see if there's anyone hiding?
Roll. I don't know what you would roll for a magician in the corner.
sounds like
Perception.
perception to
I'm
me.
trying to see.
Sure,
I'm trying to see.
yes, okay.
Mizio's very oh, that's a 6. He definitely thinks, or 7. He definitely thinks he sees one and like walks up to like a stalagmite and like punches it. Goes, got you. Oh, all right.
Okay. After this, I'm a little bit like turned around in the cave. So can I try to like find a way, like we haven't gone yet, but like try to think of some way of going forward?
You guys have barely gone forward into this cave. You're still at the mouth of it. You have not gotten into it.
I mean, I don't know how this cave works. The door could have shut behind us as far as I know.
There was no door. It is just a cave.
All right. We're all with it now. Adele, lead the way.
Okay. It's this way, and she leads you in to the point where you get to 3 different tunnels. And everyone roll me another wisdom savings throw. That was supposed to be
Everyone add the +4. 21 again.
Does that mean the delegate's like a 13?
Mhm.
Okay.
That was 20. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, both Mizio and Jinx are fine.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Karen and
That's a
Adele,
19 plus 9 plus 4.
you're fine. Adele and Karen, on the other hand. Karen, you begin to feel this like jittery feeling as well. Like either you want to fight something or like something is causing you to want to like get into an argument.
Cool.
And you can see it also is happening to Adele again, where she's like her foot starts tapping very quickly, and she's like,
Adele, you said you knew this cave, didn't you?
yes, I know this cave. It's just been a few thousand years since I've been here.
Guys, let's just keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving. But I'm trying to look for the sigils to tell us
I
where to
will
go.
I will keep
When we
using spell
can.
slots, okay?
When you can, let's keep moving. I'm just trying to stop a fight.
And yeah, to Charon, you see her turn and just start again. Like, if you think you know where to go, why don't you go ahead and try and figure out this shit?
Guys, we have places to be. I'd like to get out of here.
Cast command on both of them. Just say relax. Both give me a wisdom save. Do not have that +4. You're not friendly to me in this moment.
13. How's that find you?
You do not pass.
Perfect.
12.
Spell save 16. Yes. Goose.
You see both calm down again. Like,
I just realized I had calm emotions.
Perfect.
That would
Even
be
better.
great
It's
to
even funnier.
use. But it's fine. I have one trick.
sorry.
Would you consider it either being charmed or frightened, Sarah? Would you consider it being charmed or frightened or no?
No, not exactly.
Neither? Okay.
This
So I
is
do have
something
a
very
skill.
different.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I do have a skill about like either of those two.
Yeah, no. And you see her actually like get down on all fours, and she's looking at each entrance, and she's like, the right, there's a sigil that I marked it with. That means protection. I did it when I was a kid and I was trying to run away.
Hey.
What is it? The correct branch has a marking.
Yes. It would be small, like child's level. And she will even show it to you guys. The marking that she put. And
Is it literally just a marking or is there more to the marking?
it's an actual like sigil that she put on
Okay.
it. I'm trying to pull it back up.
I guess bottom line, can I see it or no, Sarah?
You guys should be able to see it. Is the big thing about it. You should be able to see it.
Okay.
It is at child's level, so it is smaller for all of you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna draw it and show it to the camera because my stuff isn't working.
I got them making sure the mask isn't going to get in the way of the seeing the sigil.
Oh, no. Then you would not
Okay.
be able to see because of
Okay,
the
cool.
mask.
Just making sure on that. It's not like a small room that I'd be like, oh, okay. I could eventually recognize that.
The thing is, Narfi would recognize it.
Oh, I could see it, yeah. Oh, really? All right. Oh, it's a room, but she doesn't have any authority. Gosh dang it, that's funnier. I don't know.
But yes,
Yeah. I mean, Volley's also there. He could notice as well and say something.
He's too embarrassed. Are you kidding me? After the thrashing he got earlier? Yeah, he's just kind of standing in the back with his head hung, like upset. So she takes you down the cave tunnel again, until you get to another 3-way. So 3 different tunnels again. Everyone again.
All right.
Wisdom savings throw.
Pass this time, please.
Oh, nat 20.
25.
We got another
So that would be a
13, so that's
33.
17.
Why is your wisdom so... I can't roll today. I cannot roll today. If y'all end up in combat,
She also
you're
got a
gonna
12.
be fine. Huh? She got an 11.
Oh,
Plus 4
I
is a
see a 12.
15.
15.
So I
Your
guess
rolls
the
were
DC
so
is like
low
a
and mine
20.
have been so high.
So I guess what are we aiming for if you don't mind me asking?
15.
Hmm.
So
But
she just
she-
hits.
So
Yeah.
we're all fine. Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about the 4. That's why I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no, here we go again. And she takes a moment and looks around, looks for the sigil. Middle. And you begin to hear another voice. Answer or be lost forever.
Answer what?
Aye.
Why are you servants so dumb? Even you, old friend, who rolled.
Mizio's response is going to be because I focused on lifting weights as opposed to hanging out in the library with all the nerds. He's answering your question of why are you so dumb?
I believe my lack of intelligence is just something you're perceiving.
If you all won't be honest about things, then maybe my games need to be a little bit harder. As you kind of feel whatever it was that was there is now gone.
Does anybody recognize that voice?
Would any of us recognize that voice?
Charon is the only one who would, and he rolled terribly.
It's, when you've met the number of people I have, people are recognizable, yes, but placing them, no.
Well, it's just so
If you could jog my memory, would be solid.
infuriating. Yeah, do I have any, like, if I haven't run into them, I haven't run into them, right?
You would not have run into this one.
Do you know
Neither
anybody
would
who
I.
might have?
Yes, Charon has.
Hello. I don't remember who they are. Adele's been in this game. She doesn't seem to know who they are.
No, because this one is new.
This one's new.
And even
Oh,
she is just like, when seeing her face tells you everything, she has no clue who this is.
okay. When was the last time you were in this game?
I would have been, in your terms, a child.
Places at plan.
Which means whoever has decided to move in moved in after the drop.
We could
But just
probably
after.
deal with them.
I mean,
What did Mizio say?
We could probably deal with them. It's just
I
what
mean-
he says.
Make a deal with them, yes.
Oh no,
No.
deal. Like is
No,
in
sit down and talk.
oh
Mitsuo.
yes. And winks super obviously.
No.
Yes, deal. Make a deal. Yes, of course.
We
Good idea.
speak with old friends before we draw weapons. Unless that's a cultural thing I don't
Yes.
understand of you, Dragon.
Yes. Let something do the talking. It's just tapping his nose repeatedly.
Are you all right, Monsieur? Something going on with your nose.
Oh, yes. Seems to not be set properly since our last fight. Ooh.
Alright. Let's see
Joy.
if. Okay, middle. Hopefully at the next one. There's 2 more left. Once we get to the next one, we should be clear.
A middle and 2 lefts. Gotcha.
Well, I don't remember if it's a middle and 2 lefts. I just. The
I
middle
suspect
one's
there's going to
here,
be more than 3, but that's
and
you
then
wish.
there's 2 more. If I remember correctly, like vegetables, like these things, and she points to the large open room that you're in.
Oh,
So it's just kind of this. It goes from a
Sarah,
tunnel
I thought you just said vegetables.
vestibule.
vestibule.
They're massive pumpkins. Yes, yes.
Sure, yeah, massive pumpkins.
We are inside a massive jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, that works too. But she takes you down the middle tunnel to where you get to another open room with 5 tunnels. And she begins looking. And the voice comes back.
False.
13, 14, 15. Barely again. How am I rolling so poorly?
Oh, you rolling a roll 20?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the last one that you rolled for Adele.
Oh, it was I'm sending it to myself because they are that bad.
We're supposed to roll?
23.
Oh, all right.
Yep. Karen,
I was like, is she just not saying it? Because
no, everyone rolled again.
A 27.
You are
I
fine.
mean, arguably, mine's also 27. But I guess that's what happens when you think about who it's supposed to be. Or might be.
26.
You 3 are safe. Actually, yes, so was Adele because she got a 15.
Beautiful.
There. Right there. Way to come in like right at the bottom of the barrel.
With the new information that it's like has to be just after bell drop, can I try again to try to figure out
Yes.
who is messing or who am I potentially gonna have to fight or Mitsuo is gonna try to fight? 21. Thank God you finally learned how to roll.
You would know
Oh my
her
gosh.
as Veritas, the goddess of truth.
Ooh, that's fun.
Oh. Okay.
And
Love her.
The voice comes back. So, will you all now tell me, why are you here? And I'll know if it's a lie.
We're making our way to Deathfall.
I
We're
walked.
here. We're each here for different reasons.
Why are you going to Deathfall?
That's something I don't know.
There's not much left of it.
Why do you care?
I came here seeking solace and quiet.
Do I believe her?
You doubt
You can
truth?
roll insight if you want.
Might I try that as well?
That is a total of 4. He goes after
think
he's
she's
like
lying?
listening. He goes, and I can tell if you're telling the truth.
Can I also roll insight?
Yes, you can. I want to see this.
I trust this person implicitly.
Okay.
18.
You know she's telling the truth. Mizio thinks she's lying.
And I know
And-
this person is literally true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To the point where Mizio, you're almost sure she's lying.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
And we don't intend to cause a ruckus. We're just making our way through.
If it will get you through faster, I can light your way for you. I know the cave system is dark, and I would rather it stay that way. But if you would like, I can light your way and get you out faster.
That would definitely help.
I'm just watching Izio's face.
But you are going to bring us quicker to Deathfall.
Yes, that is your choice to go there. I would not say.
So you
it's
want
a
us to
smart one.
leave because we're annoying?
Yes, you are children in my space.
May I recommend finding a door and locking the entrance?
I was informed that was not allowed.
By
Oh.
who?
A archangel by the name of Gabriel told me I could stay here while the war was occurring. And told me not to allow anyone through.
I appreciate you allowing us through.
You all seem to be brighter than my other ones.
Oh,
I'd hope so.
And
may I ask you to explain on our way?
with that, you see lights on the fifth, the 5-wheel. It is the second to the right that lights up. And as you see, there is a relatively young female standing in a all white gown at the end of this, well, kind of in the end, at the end, in the middle of the tunnel.
Why do you trust Gabriel?
He said and only spoke the truth. He knows that I can tell, and thus told me that if anyone with lies come through, then I was to stop them. Or, and she actually lights the vestibule that you're in, and you see hundreds of skeletons.
Hmm.
They all lied. There's more in each room if you would like. I do not shy away from the things I have done.
You were doing your job.
Are these just hundreds of dead adventurers?
They're likely not adventurers.
No. These are
Keep going.
These would technically be refugees.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm. That
Wow.
conclusion goes. I'm
Holy
like, let's
shit.
just keep
Okay.
going. Yeah. That's,
Is there children in these piles of dead bodies?
yep.
I'm sorry. So a child lied to you and you killed them for it?
Of course.
Jinx is gonna slowly start moving towards the lit
Mitsuo,
path.
Wow.
you are speaking with truth.
I am speaking to a demon that is just slaughtering innocent children.
Jinx is
It's
gonna like
Mitsuo,
start
white
motioning
lie.
like
I will grab Mitsuo by the hand and start walking.
Yo, dude, give me some sort of check right now. This is the most evil thing I've ever come across. This is
I don't-
fucked.
I don't even
Jinx
know
is-
what to give you to check.
Jinx
'cause-
is ready to help if need
I'm
be.
telling Karen and Jinx. I don't know. Strength check, persuasion. Just do something, guys.
Ooh, I'm good at
I'm gonna murder this
persuasion.
person.
So somebody like get
I'll
'cause
roll
he's-
persuasion.
Polly, I know you're in shock. We got to get this man out of here.
what?
It's
What?
a paladin in shock.
Where are we?
Uh, Cave of Truth. We gotta go.
Oh no.
25.
35 to what?
25.
Oh,
25,
25 to
okay.
what?
To try and persuade me to not
All right, let's
kill this
let's
person.
Go. Let's go.
So what do you tell
Um,
Mitsuo?
Yeah, sure. What do you say?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Come on, Mizio. We've gotta go. This probably happened a long time ago. We need to leave. We have shit to do.
I mean, part of
How's
that
Truth
was a
gonna take that
lie,
Yeah.
but
It happened. It's already done. We need to go.
Yeah, he's just thinking about. I guess he's already broken a previous oath.
Think about
But,
how
like,
many we're gonna
defending-
save if we
Avenging
keep
innocent
going.
people is a pretty big oath to
Ooh.
keep. And
Yeah,
he's
it is.
gonna just kind of like stare daggers at this, I guess, an equivalent of a god, and just go, all right, I'm going to come back later after we deal with the pressing matter, and we will have our philosophical disagreement, if that's all right with you.
if you're, I believe, and she touches the sigil of Tiamat that you have on you.
Oh yeah.
You're, if you wish, I know your deity knows me and knows of my workings.
Oh, I'm sure she knows who you are.
I would not be surprised.
All right. Yeah, he's like, who gives? Yeah, she knows that you're a crazy, horrible person. Is what Mizzy is thinking, and is going, yes, I will come back and we can discuss what the right
Lovely
thing to
to
do
meet
in that
you.
situation was.
I look forward to our discourse.
Lovely meeting you. What was your name?
Veritas.
Beautiful.
And in the next one that she also leaves lit for you, it is the farthest left out of 5.
There's
Jinx
surprisingly
is
few
just
bodies.
strolling on through.
And oh no, she lights it up so that you see the bodies.
Is there any you said there's refugees. Is there any dragonborn bodies?
You would see skeletal remains of a dragonborn.
Pick
Because
up
she
the
was
remains.
she did not she was not what is the word I'm looking for? She killed without thought.
Yeah, without discretion. He's probably gonna, if he sees any draconic children, he's gonna
Calm
pick up the
emotions.
remains. Yeah, so instead of rage packing up remains of his kin, he's going to calmly, with also like a fire in his eyes, put away and carefully.
Well, that would be a charisma save.
Oh, sure.
Sarah, how much work do I have to
23.
do later when I come
So
back
I'm
here?
still ragefully packing all these bones into my pack.
Dang.
She at least let the soul sleep, right?
Yes. Oh, it's very obvious. It is just like she just killed them and just left the bodies where they were.
Yeah, and just uses the bodies like a bad haunted house. Yeah, of course. That's totally like super respectful to do.
Jinx is
She bought
just
them in
gonna
bulk at
keep
Amazon. That'll
walking,
go off me.
looking back to see who's following.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking back?
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
She's just like peeking back. Wait, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna be fine, but
You think you know she's gonna be fine.
she would have to roll a nat 1
19.
Okay, she's fine.
and still makes it. So yeah, you are fine. And you get out on the other side, and yeah, you guys would all see it. Adele kind of falls to her knees in anger.
Calm emotions.
I mean, I
Let's
tried
roll
to
shit
catch Adele
again.
if you'll let me.
Huh?
I'll try to catch Adele if you let me.
Yeah. Dex save? I know you're fine with that, but or
Do I just
athletics.
Dex or do you want to?
What it's you make your case. You explain how you catch her. Cause she's mad.
She mad. So basically, I kind of hear, like the snow crack kind of crunch a little bit as we leave. I mean, I'm assuming there's snow on the ground. There may not
Yeah,
be.
there is. There you're up in the mountains. You're up on the other side right now. So
Oh,
you still
geez.
have a bit of a hike down to Deathfall.
Oh, geez. How do I do this? So it's like she's gonna like try to punch the ground or something like that.
Yeah, she's a kind of going to do like this motion and crack the ice underneath her.
Charisma
Yeah,
save.
I'm gonna grab, like, put my hand in front and try to slow it down so she doesn't crack the ice because I don't want us going in right now.
Murphy, if I get the chance, I'm going back and I'm murdering her.
I
Oh,
also
truth can
agree.
be intense.
Intense does not begin to explain what she does. Every time.
Yeah. I'm just glad she found herself a little hole. I'm
And it's-
really sorry it happened to be your hole and is committing genocide in it.
Another mistake tied to me because of Gabe.
That was not you. That was Veritas being herself. Unfortunately, we had to witness her being herself. And it does answer the question of, at least we know that those refugees aren't part of the Angels army. But that's as much solace as they're going to get, because I'm sure wherever they are is a fresh slate of hell.
Out of the remains that I grabbed, I know you said that there was young ones. Is there any like middle-aged, big, strong looking dragonborns that I picked up or draconic beings?
No, everything you grabbed would have been skeletal.
Yeah. I mean like skeleton of like a middle-aged dragonborn. Not like
No.
a child's dragonborn, just like anywhere between some mature.
You
Just
probably
not
grabbed.
child.
You probably would have found a couple of kids, a couple of teens, some adults.
Okay.
Like
the adult set of bones I will set aside, quickly bury the children separately, and we'll say that I grabbed one adult, and I'm going to cast Animate Dead on the skeleton of the young adult.
Okay. You watch as the skeleton kind of effectively builds itself in front of you and stands. Just very straight. Like doesn't move, doesn't It doesn't do anything. It just stands there.
All right, we should go.
Adele will do one thing. Yeah, sure. Yep. Oh, so she cast a wall of ice, effectively covering the door to the cave from this way. And she looks at you all. No one else is going in there. If I can't, I will stop it myself. She can starve to death for all I care.
Truth lay buried.
Hmm?
Let the truth lay buried as long as it wants.
Agreed. All right. Now we need to get down and get to Deathfall. I hope you all don't.
This.
Hmm?
Have we seen the distance, or is it still too hard to see the town?
You can see it in the distance. It's on the. As you look down from where you are, you can see it. But you can also tell from it that there has been destruction done because of the altitude that you're at. You can see the foundations of the old buildings, and now the newer twig buildings, basically made with mud and twigs and a little bit of rocks. But these are the cheapest of made houses, with a church with a steeple being currently built in the center. And you can see it as you walk down the mountain, zigzagging down, headed into this. The closer you get, the more you can see that there are people here. Kind of. What you mostly see are human-ish. This seems to be, for you all watching, where they have put the mix entities. So half human, half dragon, half human, half elf. The ones of them that look more human, this is where they're at.
They can be ours to conscript.
Can you say that again?
The ones they couldn't bother to conscript.
Yep. They had no other use. They were not soldiers. They were not young enough to fight. So they didn't exactly fit what they were looking for a soldier. But it does for a builder or someone to be in the cult.
Willingly or otherwise.
Yeah. What are you all doing as you get closer and closer?
Are these people we should avoid?
They would effectively be victims. Some have probably been purged already. some are there against their will. But all of them seem to be going just about their daily lives of the things that they do for the followers of El.
And
Then
what we're looking for might be inside that church.
keep walking towards the church.
So when
That's
you
where
finally
everyone else is going.
when you finally get to the bottom of the mountain, it is almost night. It is very dark out. There are no lights in this town. Not that you see, at least. And you can see that everyone is headed back to their huts for the evening.
I would assume there are no walls,
No.
so there's likely a watch.
Probably yes. You will have to roll to see its patterns.
Do we think that they want to keep us out?
I mean, admittedly, I just wanted to make contact, but that's fine. And we're just kind of seeing, is one exists to kind of figure out with the group. Do we want to try to interact with the watch first, or how do we want to go about it?
I think we can interact with them. Say hi. Are we looking for a shard here, or are we looking for an individual?
If there's a I definitely felt that shard.
But is the shard inside it a individual?
No. Adele pipes up. They're going to put it in the church. Do you remember that town I blew up?
Yes.
That's what they're trying to build with this. Another one of those.
But it's under construction.
Correct. And from the looks of it, they're days away from placing the shard.
So where would you keep it?
In the church. That would be the most heavily defended.
Since we get relatively close, I could try and locate it magically.
It is a shard. I don't know if that exactly works.
Besides the shard you have, Adele, they're probably talking to each other.
True. And you see her even look into her bag.
Don't look at it. I know you want to. I know it, but I don't know if it's worth risking.
I just want to make sure it's not live. If it's alive, we could be walking into a trap.
Okay. And how big is her shard again?
The shard that you now have together of all of the shards that you guys have collected. It's 1, 2, 3. So it's about that long and about that wide.
No, if that shard went active, I would be blind.
Can you say that again?
If that shard went active, I would be blind.
Okay. So at least we have that to our advantage. You all... I don't know if it's the best idea that I go in with this on me, because that might activate this.
Okay.
So, when going in, where in the church?
That
do you
I
think
can't
they'd
tell
be
you.
hiding it?
I have no clue.
Okay.
But
I mean, if you're putting...
it'll be overlooked by somebody that I'll trust. So be careful.
So probably somebody who's Not necessarily. Well, somebody who would otherwise be in an army, I would think.
Correct.
All right, so either we try and sneak past the guards on foot or by flying, or we try and knock them out or talk to them.
We offer them something that they don't necessarily want to hunt at night. If we offer them a feast in the morning, whoever's in charge would certainly want to meet us, would they not?
Can you say that again?
If we attempted to get their attention by bringing food or something that they're looking for, then it would definitely bring the attention of the person in charge.
I could. I could make a distraction, but it would be kind of hard to get in afterwards. And I don't know if it would necessarily work. You know, maybe they're gay.
Ideally, we don't do anything hostile.
Yes, we probably want it to not be a ring all the alarms type of distraction.
So we did not have an archangel on our head by the end. Would be amazing.
I don't know if I have anything that's of value to these townspeople.
We can ask them.
You can find one to talk to you.
We're
mean-
passing through the area. And you look
Jinx,
like you may need assistance.
Jinx
I
is
vote.
gonna.
Sorry, I vote for just sneaking past the guards.
Jinx?
If we can sneak past them, then that avoids any other conflicts.
It also would avoid confrontation. But this place would likely be destroyed when the shard was found to be missing. Well, I guess no matter what, it's likely to be destroyed with that outcome.
Agreed.
All right.
So does that mean no matter what we do, everybody dies?
Possibly.
Hey.
Hopefully not. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. So, we're going to, I suppose, keep an eye on the rotation of the watch. The three of us are going to try and sneak into the city limits. And as a backup plan, I will get Rattles here to start a small bushfire if we are about to be discovered. How does that sound?
I can also get
Close.
Naz to assist in the distraction. And she just like kind of pulls her coat open a bit, and Naz kind of just like flies out.
Finally,
What?
the kitty.
What flies out?
A displacer
said-
kitten.
Oh, God. What is that?
Adorable.
My companion.
Have you always had that?
Yes.
That is arguable.
Jinx, you hear from it's I can't remember the character's name now. It's been too long. From Naz. Wow, he's rude.
Everybody's got something.
You want me to go and like bother some people?
If you think it would be fun, I do.
All right. And Naz will like kind of just blink and disappear. So give me your first stealth rolls, y'all. As you're
Okay.
trying to get
I got
past.
a +8. Don't fuck me.
I do not see what these guards are. Anyway,
Yeah,
Nope.
I suppose in addition
Oh
to
yeah,
the
roll
distraction
perception as well.
Yeah. So perception then stealth.
Yes, roll perception then stealth.
Stealth was 24.
Awesome.
Perception for me is 3.
a
Yeah.
perception of 7, although it wasn't that one, however you want to play that one, and a stealth of 11.
Dirty 20
Yay
for
for
perception.
okay.
And stealth of 14.
Yeah. Oh. Gee,
What we should have thought. It's fine.
you see the guards coming up as your 2 party members are just walking right in front of their eye line.
Look, idiots, get down.
And with that, you all hear, hey, what are you all doing here?
Jinx is gonna like move.
Oh, be stealthy.
They see me.
Yes, they
Yes.
see you
They've
both.
seen us both, bud.
Am
Because
I
you rolled so poorly on your
Oh,
perception.
I rolled a 14. Oh, okay. It was the perception.
It was the perception.
Am
You
I
had-
kneeling down in like a flower bed or anything? What am I? Or am I just in dirt? Like what am
you
I?
tell me, how are you trying to sneak?
How many of
Um,
them are there?
There's just 2.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I probably just like I'm at like a kind of like a ditch area and they just like walk up on the top of a hill and I'm just like looking up at them and go, "Oh, I was trying to make my way into the city. Is that the road?"
Are you lost? There's no roads coming from this way.
Well, yes, I don't know where the road is, so I suppose I am lost. Apologies.
And you looks over
Transportation
to
is
Karen.
confusing.
Hmm?
Transportation is confusing and admittedly might be slightly blind. So more than likely what happened is there was just like Eve, I don't think they have like street lamps or anything, but it's like if they just had like a lantern light, I probably just walked straight into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you both were like right into their like walkway.
While they can't see her, she's just gonna change into her pretty elf lady.
And yeah, they just both you two can get up. We need to take you to see the boss.
Gosh damn. I'm not terrible at doing the blind person or pretending I definitely can't see.
Yeah, you can
Sorry,
definitely-
this boss. Who is this boss?
she's in the church. We need to take you to see her.
I'm not exactly religious.
Well,
And what does this church do? Right? Isn't it normally temples?
yes, but
Or it used to be temples?
used to be. I'm not
Or
quite
are
sure.
you just like not? Are you just out of stone, or you only have
that
wood or something?
Is that a skeleton starting a bushfire? Just looks off in the distance as there's just a skeleton with like a packet of matches who's just gone.
There's like a flint and steel going.
Show me to roll a survival check for rattles.
Guidance.
Sure, he'll take that.
Sure.
He'll
It's
take
like a
that.
D4, sure.
Rattles definitely rolls a total of 1 with guidance and just like lights all the entire tinderbox on fire and it lands into just like a pond.
The-
It just
the-
looks back towards Mizio in a distance and just like shrugs.
What you see with Rattles is he's like trying to hit it, and it just
Mhm.
flies out of his hand. So he only has the flint left, but no steel, and
Mhm.
just kind of like
Nas could come in clutch right now.
what does Nas do?
I think she was out bothering people. But I feel like she would probably notice someone trying to start a fire and try to help.
Roll for Nas.
For
Roll for Nas.
oh, good lord. Oh, why'd the game close? God damn it. Why does
Man.
this always happen to me? Well, it doesn't. But
No,
okay.
it's usually me.
Can I
you.
see her
20.
stats? What do I do?
How much do you want this to work?
How much do I want?
What do I roll for her?
Oh no.
How much do you want
no.
fire?
Okay.
Oh, I don't care. I just want to stop talking to these idiots.
All right.
I just realized.
Are they doing anything? They're just see
very confused sitting there.
undead skeleton standing 50 feet away.
Yeah, they're just very confused. Like, what? Like, kind of looking at each other. Like, was that in the book? That wasn't in my book. I don't know what to do.
I'd like to say there would likely be a blink, flame, and then a blink. No one's there. What do I roll though?
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to just roll like an using die because I forgot to actually make this character rollable.
Oh, I've been rolling with dice anyways.
Say roll a d20, see how it goes.
Yeah, roll a d20s. Let's see how it goes. I'll add the modifier of 1 for wisdom.
Did you say a 20?
A nat 20.
Your dice are way too hot tonight.
Wicked.
They literally set something on fire now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, James.
Naz effectively gets the flint and steel that dropped out of Rattle's hands and just does it themselves. And hands it back to Rattles, who Rattles just looks at you, Mizio, and just goes very proud of himself. Very
and he's
proud.
Gonna hot shot, take a bow and arrow, just shoot at the guards, and then like hoof it into the woods.
Roll attack.
I tried to blind them.
You're in the desert, mind you.
It's in the desert.
Death falls in the desert.
Oh.
Can I read a map? Oh, okay. I thought we were in the mountainous area.
No, we're out of the.
I said a bushfire.
There are still like little bushes, but like.
I don't think there's enough to cause like a problem fire. Also, where's this pond that they dropped the flint and steel into?
Honestly, just like it's like he's not even trying. He rolls an 8, he just shoots wide over their head, but still books it into the dunes, I guess, into the distance. And just Mizio goes, "That's a pretty creepy looking skeleton. You guys should probably go check that out."
The guard that was talking to you, you go check out the skeleton. I'll take them to the boss.
Is Jinx gonna have to do a little espionage on her own?
All right.
I believe so.
Okay.
So Karen and I start walking with this one guard.
Are we in front or behind? This is a very important question.
In front of.
Okay.
They are behind you, like with their.
Sounds good.
With their effectively sword just out.
Oh, wicked.
Mitsu,
okay.
Were there others?
I don't think there's others.
There was only 2.
All right.
There's only 2, and in your head, psychically, you hear, "All right, so I imagine that we're just going to knock this guy out."
Oh yeah.
And once we're like,
oh, who do you want to sweep?
Who's
going high? Who's going low?
I'll go low.
Okay.
And I'll just wait till the other guys chasing Rattles, and then I'll just go 3, 2, 1, and then I'll take my.
Okay, I'm assuming that's psychic, right, for the countdown, not literally counting
absolutely.
3, 2, 1. Okay,
absolutely.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
He'll just say 3, 2, 1 psychically, and like with his sword still in its like scabbard, just trying to do non-lethal damage, just gonna spin around and try and hit this guy in the knees.
Okay, both of you roll for me. This is gonna be really funny.
It's just a poor innocent man.
Oh, absolutely.
This is some poor innocent, like.
So 23.
Underpaid. Like, just does not want to be doing this. Was like drew the short straw tonight.
Mm,
God. Okay.
Roll for damage.
Oh, we're not done yet.
you're
I
just doing one
remember-
hit, right?
Sure. I'll just do one with what's that called?
I need damage from both of you.
Fine.
That is 23 points of damage. Because
You kill
I
him.
have no, I'm knocking
it's
him out.
non-lethal.
We're
We're
non-lethal.
non-lethal.
Non-lethal. When you do melee in D&D, keep
You
an eye
specify
on this.
non-lethal.
You can
You can?
specify non-lethal if it's
Yes.
a melee
Okay.
You
attack.
can.
This poor guy. You break
have-
both of his legs.
I'm not trying to maim him. I'm just
mean,
trying to knock him out.
It's just
Like,
sweeping
roll
and
really
knocking the wind
high.
out. That's all we're doing. That's all we're trying to
It
do.
was a 12. It was a 12, and you both rolled in the 20s. You do some damage, unfortunately.
I only rolled 6 damage.
And he has a 9 for hit points.
Nippy really
Aaron
seems
just
like he's in a-
sucker punches him, and then Mitsuo tackles him to the ground.
I mean, I figure you sweeped him, and I kind of went through for the uppercuts. Like, whoops.
He just falls. It's like, oh, my leg. Oh, and he just blacks out.
Does he seem
Wonderful.
like he'll survive?
He'll survive.
Okay.
That's all
He
that matters.
definitely did some damage.
Because if I need a hand of healing, or we need like a lay on hands, we're willing to do it.
Yeah,
Keep
I'll
him
just
from
roll him, but I'll just
Oh
roll slow.
Oh
no.
no.
just well, not on the pathway. There's the area that they tour,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna roll him over just gently, and then we're gonna keep walking into the city.
Yep.
Just says shh.
I should have looked at Jack.
We never said we were good.
Oh,
Why?
I'm the champion of Tiamat. I will just get the thing done.
I mean, you did nearly try to throw down with the god that killed a bunch of people. So,
Yeah.
morally, we're questionable.
Oh, I'm a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mitsuo.
The so yeah, this poor innocent guy probably has both his legs broken, but like he's knocked out. You knocked him out successfully.
Good.
If that is from shock, it is from shock.
I mean, if we're successful, we'll set it on the way out.
Jinx is essentially trying to Mission Impossible our
Mitsu.
way to the church.
Mhm.
Just the Mission Impossible music in the background.
In my head, it's just Naz going dun 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 dun.
Me
dun,
too.
dun.
Hey Siri, play play Mission Impossible.
Stop it. What
You
are you
know that one?
Give me a second, please.
Gosh, Mitsuo, what we should do is run in like we're in a hurry because we saw him get attacked outside
Oh, do we bring his body?
and say he was attacked.
Say he was
And-
attacked.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna run down the hill. He's gonna pick up the corpse.
They really do
not
need a
corpse,
babysitter.
but
Jesus
the body,
Christ.
and he's gonna go. All right, so let's go. And we're gonna run towards the church, I guess.
I mean, we want to make sure we're like, if we can see Jinx, that we get there about the same time. Because
Yeah,
we're
I
the
can-
distraction.
You guys can definitely get there at the same time.
Can they see her?
No, but
It would be
You're
very
gonna get there at
convenient
the
if it
same
was the
time.
same time.
You
Has-
just, as you guys come forward, you just see Jinx like with Naz like right beside her ear. Like right by her head.
so what do you do?
We pound on the back door.
Yes,
There's only-
we're loud team. You can be quiet team.
Jinx is gonna hide
Sneak
around
into the
corner.
shadows. Okay.
But like they're visible to me.
So as you hit on the door, another guard walks and opens it. Do you all know what time it is?
Yes, this man needs medical attention right now.
What happened? Where are your clothes?
Also,
He got
just
both of his
guidance,
legs
both of
broken.
you.
Hmm?
I didn't have time to change. Just found this man unconscious.
Shouldn't you always be in your robes?
Does that matter?
I
Aren't
guess
they in
not.
robes?
Do I look like I'm messing around? He's just gonna try and intimidate him to be like this is a serious conversation. This is a serious time. Stop talking to me about this. Let's get this man help.
Roll me intimidation.
Guidance for both of you.
And I will choose not to use guidance until a later roll because I'm good at intimidation at 24.
Yeah, he just okay. Yeah, come on in.
Jeez.
Sorry, I'm
and
not used to working with mercenaries.
it's fine. Yeah, I guess strolls in, looks around the church, tries
so
to
this-
find
Same here.
This church, it looks very similar to the first one you all saw, but the pews are not in yet. There is like a small table onto the side that has some tools and some other building things.
I
The
have a
altar.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is everyone in their huts, or would there be like a couple people in robes roaming around?
Everyone is in their huts. It is that time of night that it's late.
Can Jinx or maybe Naz just do a little sneak in and find a robe?
Roll me a nat 20, and let me look back at Naz's.
Just already just jump into
roll me a
nat
nat
20.
20.
Just sure.
No, roll me a nat 20. Roll me the 20, a d20, and
There we
add
go.
5 for stealth.
For Naz?
Yes.
Okay. Ah!
What?
21.
So,
So how many robes do you want?
Well, both of them are already.
Yep.
In,
They're being considered
correct?
as mercenaries. Okay. So yes, you steal one robe. And it does fit you correctly. So you look
Beautiful.
like you fit.
Jinx is gonna like put the hood up.
Mitsuo is a kind of trying to use finding a location to put this unconscious man as a cover is going to kind of like sweep across like the desks and do like a half-hearted like honestly just kind of knocking a lot of shit over and making a general mess, but is going to like try and uncover if there's anything anywhere, but eventually finds a long table or something hopefully to put this man on.
There's a table with tools that you easily sweep off. The
Mhm.
tools all like clatter up ahead of you. There is the table that will be used, as you saw, for rituals later. And you can see the mosaic glass being built for that ritual.
Can I stealth in?
Hmm?
Can I stealth in? The rope's
Yeah.
just on, just in case.
Yeah, you can stealth in easily.
Should I roll?
Yes.
Okay.
With advantage, because you
With
are
advantage.
because you are dressed as a cultist.
So that's a 15.
I was also going to help look around
Nice.
more specifically, like where the shard is in here.
Haha.
Quick, look for he's like just yelling. He's like, look for bandages or a splint or anything that we can use. This man's knees have been shattered. He's just gonna
And there's probably
we're just
around.
tossing the place looking for medical supplies.
25.
There's
You
also a
get it
24
easily.
perception.
Yeah, you both can roll perception to find it.
Dirty 20. I rolled a 15.
Oh, for
You're in. You're watching these two just like mess the place completely up.
Is it just this
Right.
one area, or are there back rooms?
There is you see 2 doors in the back, but no one has told you where they go.
Okay. Naz can do telepathic communication, correct?
Yes.
She's gonna get Naz to communicate with Narfi and let them know that, like, if they hear a ruckus or yelling or clattering, come help. And she tries to go in through the back.
Okay. So there are 2 doors on either side of the stained glass. There's the word I was looking for. Which one do you go in, the left or the right?
Left. I'm letting Beyonce take the wheel. It better be back here or Beyonce lied.
So when you head in, it's a storage room. There are you can see some building supplies. You see very obviously out some more tools, materials to make torches, basically construction supplies.
Beyonce lied. Is there anything else that, like, kind of looks out of place or
Roll investigation.
okay. Now's not the time to fuck me. Ooh. $17?
Yeah, you find a box, or where a place where a box should be, but it's not there.
Is there anything in the place where the box should be?
No, it's like a dusty, basically. So you know when you look at a like a counter that has stuff on it for a while and how it has that dust layer? That dust layer is just missing in a spot where a box would be, in the shape of a box. Does that make sense?
She's gonna. Is there anything anywhere else I can go, or is it just a storage room?
It is just the storage room.
Fuck. Never believe in Beyonce ever again. She's gonna try the right.
When you go to try the right, the door is locked. Back to the other 2.
How's medical attention going?
Yeah.
Yeah, has the random
The other
person helped us?
poor guard is trying. He's just like, we don't have anything to set this with. We're supposed to be relatively peaceful here.
Yes, but people get injured. What is wrong with you? And he like looks around. He goes, "If I can see the back right room, go. What's back there? Is there medical supplies in
That's
that
the
room?
boss. She's normally doing the one who heals.
Then go get her."
I don't want to piss her off right now.
Why
You
is
want to
she
piss
not?
her off? You want to piss her off? Have fun. I'm not pissing her off. I saw what happened to the last guy that pissed her off. I'm not going out that way.
Okay, what happened to the last person who pissed off the boss?
She drowned him.
I'm feeling a bit. Yeah, when he says that, he goes, "Okay," and he's gonna pick up this guy. He's gonna throw him through the door.
No, don't throw the man to the door.
Athletics, I guess, if you want to throw him through the door.
I just thought that'd be a fun thing to say.
Throw your hammer through the door. Not the person we're trying to actually pretend to save.
Oh, no, not the person we're pretending to save. The person who's not being helpful. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh yeah, no. He can go through the door as much as he wants.
And
As
I'm
long as he
going to
survives, I don't
add
care.
the guidance, which is also a maximum of 4 now. And I'm going to roll a 32 to dramatically throw this NPC through the door, non-lethally.
Jinx,
This is a ranged attack. I don't think
where are
non-lethally applies.
you?
I'm not trying to hit Jinx. I noticed
No,
that she
no,
was
no.
trying to
They
get to the door.
mentioned the door, and she is hiding again.
You see, effectively, Mizio pick up a guy and pole vault him towards the door, shattering it. With a 32? Oh, yeah. And the poor guy, you even hear just like moan in pain.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do anything wrong.
We have cool people that need medical attention. Like Metsuo.
And from the back room, you hear a voice. And this poor guy, you can hear his voice even, like, responding to it. As she... What are you doing in here, servant? I was just... And you can hear him drowning.
If Mitsuo hears this, he's gonna like kick the rest of the hinges off and go, "Really? This man is thrown into your room and you start drowning him?" He's just gonna start berating this random stranger.
In front of you
In her room?
stands about a
Sure. He's
a
hearing
back-
someone get drowned to death, even though it's not someone he cares about and could have died from his actions. He's like, that's a really cruel way to go.
in front of you stands a woman about 6'4", with hair almost what is it called? Vanta black, pulled back into a very neat bun. And her face is very angular. She is rail thin, and her eyes are the brightest blue you've ever seen. He interrupted me. That's the punishment.
Is
Do
he
you
just like
have-
his. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have questions, servant?
There's a brief moment. Could you paint the picture? Is there just like a bucket that he has, or is she like
No.
summoning water inside of his mouth?
She is summoning water in his chest,
Okay, well that's
effectively
spooky.
creating it.
Well, I suppose, and as he's like trying to mutter and say stuff, he's gonna look around, see if he sees a nice looking box,
Investigation.
that might have a gem in it. He's just gonna try and see if he
Run
can
it.
see anything. God, that's not good. That's
Oh,
horrible.
oh, look. Happy storyteller moment. Go!
6.
I mean, again. Roll it again.
Oh. 16.
Better.
It is in there.
Oh, it's in there?
As you're looking around, you see that she has a desk and a bed. It's a rather plain room, but on the desk there's a small box next to an open larger box that Jinx would have seen. Effectively, this is where the box is at.
Is Jinx still good to stealth? She's kind of distracted.
I don't know, is she? Do you want to roll that to see how her stealth is doing?
Still with advantage?
Sure. Because you're still in the
Fine.
robe.
This room, I feel like you're still gonna be killed if you have cultist ribs, but you know, you're the
I
DM.
suppose. I did
It's
have a question.
fine. Her, I guess, father runs hell. Okay, good thing.
Uh, Yeah, I suppose I'm going to say, I suppose I
Nat
do have a
20!
question. Good shit.
Yay!
No idea
And
what this
she's
thing
close
is.
to Mizio, right?
Yeah.
Nat
'Cause Mizio
20,
just
so
went in.
29. 33.
Oh, you don't get a +4 for checks, just saving throws.
Okay, so
What was the
29.
Arcana for? Yeah, no, you don't. You have no clue why this box is important at the moment. I
Oh,
think
not
you're
the
more.
box. The thing which just drowned a person. I'm like, that's not human. Probably. That's definitely not human.
Yeah.
What is that? No idea.
You have no clue. But it does seem familiar.
Doesn't everything.
So you have this woman looking down at you. Well, looking
Oh,
at
up
you,
at me.
Mizia. Up at
Up
you.
at me.
That's right. You're tall.
Absolutely. I'm massive. Or Mizio's going to go, yes, I suppose I do have a question. Who is your second in command? Because their organization of the knights that are watching this city is absolutely absurd. And he's going to talk about how I saw a skeleton trying to light a bushfire on the outside of town. I saw a man with broken knees on the outside, and then this one just threw himself through the door. You need better leadership. You need a better servant.
You must be one of those mercenaries he told me about.
Who was that we were under? Uriel for a battle?
No. El himself.
Unusual name to invoke.
You obviously don't know who I am.
Memories are funny things.
Then let me remind you. I am Mara, daughter of El, and primordial of water. Does that jog your memory, servant?
Honestly, not the slightest idea. He starts to walk up after hopefully he's like, yeah, let's hopefully make her let him mad and maybe want to chase. I'm just here to do a job. We dropped off the person who was dead out, basically dying outside. I wasn't expecting a thank you. I was, maybe expecting him to survive. But you don't exactly seem like you're interested in him surviving till morning. So we're gonna move on, find another
I
battle.
could honestly care less about servants. Why are you here, mercenaries?
You had him injured outside, and we brought him in. We were looking for assistance. We found none. And by my estimate, he won't make it till morning.
And I should care why?
You shouldn't. And I don't know why we're tarrying any longer.
Well, then I wish you all good evening.
I'd like to
leave.
mention Jinx is doing, like, she's trying to do this while they are in distracting her.
Yeah, what are you doing, Jinx?
Yeah,
What's
Jinx.
the plan?
How is this moving on your end?
She is trying to look in both boxes to find a shard, leaving the box, taking the shard.
Okay. With your hand?
With Naz. Would that be worse? I think that might be.
Naz is touching the shard.
Actually, you know what? She probably has another
Use like a rag
thing
or
that she
something.
can put it in.
Like a palantir.
She has something she can put it in. She's gonna not with her hand. She's gonna.
Oh,
What can I do? She doesn't want to take the box because that's going to be
obvious.
too obvious.
Okay, so you technically could use Naz. Naz
Yeah.
would work
Yeah,
because they do
'cause
have
then she can
magic
just
resistance.
get it outside.
Hmm?
She can just blink out with it.
She can technically be
Correct?
displaced. Yeah. So she should be able to, technically, if she rolls a high enough stealth, be able to get away.
Grab stuff.
Am I rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll a d20 and add 5.
I cannot make this up.
Please go.
Oh, okay,
Don't
it
Is that a
moved.
20?
It did move. It was a nat 20.
All right.
It was a
25?
nat 20. Yeah.
Okay.
Success.
Naz gets away with the shard.
I don't even care if I die.
Your 2 teammates, after angering a very angry Mara, escape.
Good day to you as well. Leave and take the bodies with and goes, I'll get rid of this dirt, I suppose. That's what you
She's gonna
think.
try to get out
Thank
before
you.
them. She's gonna try to get out before. Try to remain unnoticed.
Make a little bit of a scene trying to put the place back together slightly. Do you think if we think we need to make more time?
If I die, I die. I'll have a new character before July. That rhymed.
The
So that's about the rest we can.
are you guys just like beelining it out of town?
I mean, that's what Mara wants us to do.
Yeah, once we leave the church, absolutely, we're booking it.
Like probably one body, unless Mitsuo had both. Both are sorry, living people still. Actually, no, one.
Yeah.
Are they alive
One
or
was
not?
drowning. I don't know if he's still drowning. There's a. Oh, he'll do a lay on hands. That'll stop drowning, right?
Oh,
The water is removed from his lungs. We'll say that. And
Okay.
the one who's broken,
Legs are stirred.
you guys kind of get them both safe-ish, is what I'll say.
Your
Ish.
boss doesn't care about your life. This is what he says to the one that's coughing up the water. Just leaves.
Yeah, we know. She's the worst.
I knew her supposedly, and I still don't want to deal with her.
No, I'm gonna let myself be dead and just get.
Do you want us to just take you with us?
No,
Is that
I
worse?
don't know who you are,
Hey.
but the fact that you all threw me against a door, I don't need that type of insanity in my life.
We're probably going to go to the next town and see what we can do about the whole shard thing, to be honest.
Good luck. I don't know how many
Sounds
are
like
out there, but there's a few.
Thinks is running.
Yeah.
If she got out, she's running.
Hey, good luck with
So-
the travel.
You all get out of town. Which way are you running? South, like along the road, or
Where we left Adele.
she'll meet you wherever?
Yeah.
Just the quickest
So-
way out.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess we're going
Yeah. So
to the next location.
You guys run a little further south, out of town. This used to be one of the major combat zones, and there's still evidence of it around you, with not as many bodies anymore, since those have been buried by the sands, but swords and left left over, what do you call it, like protection gear, armor, there we go, There goes my brain. And Adele's kind of sitting there. So, how'd it go?
We got it.
Surprisingly well, we
Easy.
survived.
Good.
Uh, do you mind if I add some bad news?
Bad news?
We had a run-in with one of your sisters.
Sisters, I technically only have one sister.
Then probably that one.
Cecilia's dead. Like,
Oh,
shattered dead. That's
Hmm.
not my sister.
oh. People.
That's
your family
my
tree some-
mom. The one I burned alive.
Oh,
She's alive?
she's definitely had
happy.
a Dommy mommy energy about her.
Yeah.
We survived, and that's what matters.
You're lucky.
Honestly, just telling her we're going to get out of her hair was enough.
She must have been in a good mood then.
Naz like comes with the shard.
We also did steal this.
Wonderful. She opens her bag to let Naz put it in.
I was convinced I was gonna die, but you
I
know,
was too.
you only live once.
Oh,
Some
you
of us
know.
do.
multiple times.
You're on
Well,
your
this is
second, right?
I'm on my first.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm still on my first.
It's not that bad.
Anyway, so where do you suggest we go next?
I don't know. All of our next locations are in the south. And we shouldn't stay topside too long.
I mean, would it behoove us to check on how things are going on the spirit side of things?
I
What do
mean,
you mean?
yeah.
Topside's not necessarily stable, but I know we left, or from what I've heard, they left the Hells in a bit of a state of rebellion.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact
And-
that there is a Hells tells me they might be significant.
I can get us all back.
Great.
I can.
That means I don't have to call Ed.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I-
And I'm going to cast Word of Recall.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, balls, that's not my spells.
Wonderful.
Oh my lord.
Oh wow,
Okay.
it's been a while.
It's been a really long time.
You end up, I'm just gonna,
Let me just
you up to 5 inches within
And
5 feet of you, instantly teleport to previously designated sanctuary. That would be home for her.
So you actually show up not in the office. You end up back at Ed's personal estate.
Oh, right, because is that her? Is that where she lives?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. You would live in the technically the mansion. Which you end
Wow.
up back in your room. So what does your room look like for everybody?
It's like,
Because he
what
told you to
color are
do
the-
whatever you want to with it.
okay, before, I just need some other information. Like, what
What would have been in there is like a bed, the walls. He would have left like white for you to do as you please, and a dresser. That's the only things he gave you. And he's like, anything else you want, anything else you need, tell me, and I'll get it for you.
she has, like, the walls are like a dark red, And she's got another one of her axes like against the wall. Her bed's nicely made. She has like what you guys can assume to be stolen high value items from high ranking families she has infiltrated and murdered. Just like on shelves or whatever. Just like they're nice little trinkets.
Souvenirs.
Yeah. She's got a nice cat tree for Naz. And I can't think of much. And like a bunch of art, whether that be done by her or not. But there are some that were clearly done by her, and it's mostly like ink and graphite are her mediums. But that's essentially what her room looks like.
Yeah. From down the hall, you hear Des yell out from her room. You back, Jinx? Finally?
Yeah, I have visitors.
Is this the sock on the door type, or...
God, no. Not this time.
So I can meet them this time?
Absolutely, come on in.
And Des walks in. Kind of in pajamas, honestly. Like, it's a very large shirt that almost goes, like, past her knees.
Jinx is still wearing the cloak. I just remembered. And she's gonna change her appearance back to her changeling form.
Had to go undercover, did you? That is hideous.
Yeah. Could have died, but I didn't.
Yeah, we were fine.
The disguise helped.
Brilliant, Mizio! And like Des walks right up to you, Mizio, and gives you this giant hug.
Mizio loves public displays of affection and just gives him a big bear hug back. Goes, yes.
Charon, I know we didn't work together much, but it is nice to see you too.
I think he would bow. I think that's as much as he would do, though.
Well, yeah, she does take all 5 of them. I was like, how many people are here?
We should have Adele and
Yeah.
Volley.
Yeah, we do.
Of course, she gives Adele a hug. Fenrir, she does not talk to. So catch me up. It's been forever. Are you home to stay? Father said you might be staying.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for a little while, unless, something pressing comes up and they decide they need me. But I think they're doing good. I'll be here until further notice.
Brilliant.
Right.
And you both, are you staying?
Probably not. Probably need to make our way to the next location. But
Father sent me back here, home. He says for some reason it's not safe anymore. So I've kind of just locked this place down and been stuck here.
He's asked for my help. Has he not asked for yours?
He said it's too dangerous for me. He won't explain further. Do any of you know anything?
Do I? Because I've been helping him.
Jinx would not.
Mitsuo was
Both
there? Or
Charon
no?
and Mizio were there when they were told about Dez.
If you forget, she's a key.
Yeah. She's a key for the escape, and she's also the sacrifice for
Semantics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They really need Des.
Yeah.
okay.
Because she's technically the one who killed Everfull the first time.
Shit.
Yep.
Well,
Nothing really.
if he's saying it's too dangerous, him and I can handle it. It's
All right.
probably safer for you here.
I mean, if that's what you all say, I'll trust you. I just sucks being left on the lines.
Well, I'm home, so it'll be less boring.
Hopefully it will be.
I
And she
got
looks
you.
to the other two. You all are welcome to stay the night, heal up. Do whatever you need.
That would be wonderful. Do you have food?
Of course, this way. And she shows you to the kitchen, and that is where we will actually drop the curtain for tonight. With half the party topside and the other half in hell, because I love separating the party.
Yeah.
We don't even know, like, depending on when this campaign ends, Grunk might not come back.
Oh no.
You said that when you were doing his little thing, I got really sad because he's leaving tomorrow.
Oh. Yeah. So, for chat, this is actually the time I get to do something very sweet and very sappy. This is going to be Ruth's last game with us for a bit.
It's just a month.
It's a month. And I want to say thank you so much for playing at yes, so am I, chat. I'm very hopeful for Dolly's return. I'm hopeful for everybody's return, honestly. I'm very excited. Thank you, Ruth, for for coming to play this insane game of mine, and bringing the wonderful Jinx. I'm very excited to see how Jinx changes over her break, even at all. And comes back with a new title, not so much babysitter, but like team player. So, thank you again so much, and we are going to miss you very much at this table. At least I know.
Oh, shucks. You know, I said this in the world at large. I'm just happy to be here. You know? And to get to play different characters. It's always so fun. And I do definitely think she'll come back with a new title, if a title, because this time she was doing the reckless shit. Well, everyone did. But she didn't stop them. She was like, this is perfect. I just need to do this one thing.
Yeah, an enabler. It's great.
Team player.
Team player.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm having a great time playing with all these great people. And I'm excited to come back.
Yeah. We're excited for you to come back. So with that, thank you to Nick. Thank you, Eddie, for playing as well. You guys, I did not imagine you both becoming the Chaos Gremlins.
It's just yes and that's all D&D is.
Yeah. You both with the yes and each other to insanity. I was not expecting it. That's normally Hati's and Wuj's thing.
No, but they survived is the difference.
Yeah.
Very
Except for the
true.
one person we run into is interested in killing everybody. So we're like, well, that was a waste of time, I guess.
Yeah, you guys got to meet two characters who are truly like ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop
We're
me
gonna be
from
ruthless
killing
next
both
week.
of them. Or trying to kill both of them.
I think Mizio's gonna take his chance either way when that happens.
Mhm.
If he meets them again, I should say.
Yeah.
Once L is over, it's up to you whatever gods you want to pick a fight with. That's
Oh,
on.
yeah.
That's between you and them.
Oh yeah. I got a list.
I don't want you to start enrolling because we may be here for a while.
Yeah, so thank you to chat. You guys seem to be very, very like talkative tonight, which is awesome. Thank you to people on YouTube who are watching in the future. You were awesome.
Click the bell.
Yes, hit the bell, do all this stuff. I don't know if you don't like it. I'm sorry. This obviously isn't for you.
What if you do
But keep watching it.
subscribe?
Just
Yeah,
keep watching it anyways.
Just keep
Even if you
watching and
don't
tell
like
us how
it.
much, like, tell
Maybe
us how
it'll
much you
grow
hate
on
us.
you.
Who
Yeah.
knows? Like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Let us know what we could do better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tell me, because this is technically my first time DMing still. I'm still learning. Yep. Yes. Be nice to each other, or you're going to catch the band hammer. Night, y'all.
Bye.